Namaste students, I am Dr. Aziz Mohammed Khan from Department of Food and Biotechnology, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University. Today I am going to discuss about the topic Autolony Double Division Assay, and the subject name is Immunotechnology. Lab discipline is Food and Biotechnology. The topic is related to BTech FBT 12 trimester and BTech FBT, BTech MTech FBT 12 trimester. So in the previous video we discussed about the double diffusion. We discussed about the radial immunodiffusion, and in this video we are going to discover about the double diffusion, that is the Autolony double diffusion assay. Autolony double diffusion test is used for the analysis of antigen and antibody which diffuse independently through a semi-solid medium. So this double diffusion test is conducted to analyze that the antigen and antibody are particular to each other, they are specific to each other, they are partially specific or non-specific or very partially specific to each other. So this test is conducted to analysis of specificity of antigen and antibody, that they are specific to each other or not. So for the procedure, first we cut the well in the gel, then we add antigens, okay, and then we add some in antibodies and keep all the reaction in the moist chamber for 12 to 48 hours. And after this, the precipitin line will form, which indicate that the antigen and antibody are specific to each other, and they indicate that antigen and antibody interaction have been conducted. So what happens? This is the antigen and this is the antibody, and they will diffuse to each other. They will bind, they diffuse in the agar surface, and when the concentration of each antigen and antibody are equal, they will form some precipitation like this. They will form a precipitation at a particular density, and this test is conducted to analysis of the specificity of the antigen. So if there are three things happens here, the first is that antigen and antibody are serologically identical to each other, okay. The second thing is that they are non-identical, antigen and antibody are non-identical to each other. And the third thing is that antigen and antibody are partially identical, okay. So in the agar surface we first added antigen 1 and the antigen 2. This antigen 1 and antigen 2, if are identical to each other, okay, if they are identical to each other, this antibody will diffuse and could not bind to these antigens because it cannot identify which antigen is more identical. So we get this shape, okay. We get this shape after incubation. If we get this shape, okay, we can identify that the antigens are identicals, okay. These two antigens are identical. And what is the meaning of identical? That the identity means that, suppose this is antigen 1 and this is antigen 2. This is 1 and this is antigen number 2. They have a particular receptor on this. They have a particular epitope on it. Okay. If antigen 1 has a particular epitope, then if antigen 2 has a same type of epitope present, then they are identical. Okay, the number of epitopes are present on these two. More and more epitopes are same, then these are serologically identical. Okay, they have same types of different epitopes. Okay, so they are identical. Now get to the second diagram. In the second diagram, we added antigen 1 and antigen 2, and then we added antibody. After adding, these antigens will diffuse. They will diffuse in particular directions. Okay, they will diffuse in the agar surface, and due to this diffusion, antibody try to cross link with this antigen, but they are not identical. These two antigens are not identical. So this we get this precipitation line. Okay, we get this precipitation line. If we get this kind of precipitation line, then it indicates that these two antigens are not identical. They are not same. What does they mean? That if antigen 1 has this epitope, then antigen 2 will not have the same kinds of epitopes. Okay, it is really very different, completely different. Okay, suppose that this is the antigen 1 and this is antigen 2, and the number of epitopes are different. Okay, all the epitopes are different in each antibody, in each antigen. So similarly, the second number also have different epitopes, but these epitopes do not match to each other, so they are non-identical. Okay, they are non-identical. So we get this type of precipitation line, which indicate that these are non-identical antigens. The next is third number, partial identical. If the antigens and antibodies are identical, but few epitopes are similar to each other, not all, but few epitopes. If all the epitopes will find, then we will get this kind of precipitin line. But if few epitopes of these two antigens 1 and 1A will identical, then we will get this line of precipitation. Okay, this antibody will bind to each other, and there are more epitopes in this antigen number 1 which are identical rather than this antigen. So it is less identical. It has less antigens which are present to this antibody, which match to this antibody, but antigen number one has more epitopes which are which bind to these antibodies. So it is we get this line. Okay, we get this line here. We get this kind of line, and in partial identity we get this line because this antigen number one has some uh, epitopes which are identical to this and to these antigens. Okay, so we get this line of identity precipitation. If they are not identical, we get this line. If they are completely identical, okay, if these two antigens are completely identical, then we get this shape. If they are non-identical, we get this cross shape. If only one antigen is little identical, then we get this shape. So it indicates the identical pattern of antigens. Okay, so in the procedure what we do, we add some specific antibody in the central wall, and we add some different antigens, and we add also 0.5% amido black dye and 0.5% of cohesive brilliant blue dye for indication of the result. After diffusion, uh, this if the antigens are identical, we get this pattern. Okay, this is the original pattern. Okay, but if these two antigens are not identical to each other, then we get this pattern, that is the original pattern. And in the third, if the only one if one antigen has some more partiality, okay, some partial identity, then we get this line. Okay, uh, so this antigen has some epitopes which are partially identical to this antigen. Okay, so in this first pattern, that is identity fusion of lines at their junction to form an arc shape. This is arc shape. In the second pattern, demonstrate two separate reactions. Compared antigens shared no common epitopes. So these lines indicate that these antigens do not have common epitopes. In the third, that is the partial identity pattern, partial identity is shown by the this antigen. Okay, partial identity is shown by any of these antigen. Okay, so we get this kind of shape, and this is the result of the brilliant blue green. This is the dye which we can use for the precipitation reaction. This is the precipitin line. Okay, this is the precipitin line. This is precipitin line. Okay, and these are the holes in which we have inserted our antibodies and antigens. So our lecture is over here.